happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. It's another episode of Evolving Through Experience, where we just discussing everything growth, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically and beyond. Because there's no other option. We got to
No.
evolve, or what's the other option? None.
Nothing.
So evolving through experience, everybody. So we have a special guest, a great friend of mine. I know it's been a while since we connected, but we stayed in contact. I'm want to make sure the importance. I cover the importance of keeping relationships.
Yes.
Because that's very important. So Aliya Brooks,
Yeah.
we have her here. Many of you all may know her already. But we're gonna speak into why I say that, what she does.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Nah, for sure.
I'm
So you
glad to
remember
be
how we
here.
met exactly?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I know it was Howard, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and just see how we exactly met. I don't know, I know we was in a group, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say what I do remember because I
Okay.
don't remember like details, but
Okay.
for sure it was my senior year. I don't know if it was your senior year.
I don't remember. It's so long.
Junior or senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the time we were kind of trying to figure out where we wanted to go to college.
Yeah.
And had registered for this accounting. Was it an accounting?
Yeah, accounting program.
Accounting program at Howard. And we had like groups, like
Mhm.
little camp groups.
Yeah.
And I just
ACAP.
remember us meeting, right? ACAP. Were we in the same like little group or no?
I think so. It was a lot of us, but I think we was the ones that clicked with a few other people, and it was
Yeah.
we was in ACAP, and it was a vibe.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had like our own little kind of clique there.
Yeah.
And I just remember you being like that person that you just were making me laugh and
Whoa, I'm
like
weak.
no,
What I was
that's a
doing-
good
Nah,
thing.
nah,
That's
I know,
a
I
great
know.
way to be remembered. But that's how I remember
I
us
was
meeting.
wilding.
All of us were also
Yeah.
super smart too. So
Yeah.
like
I wonder
it
what
was
I
so
was
fun.
doing. I was just chilling. I feel like, the crazy part, I didn't even want to go.
really?
Yeah, I was enjoying my summer too much. It was like, I forgot I signed up for this. And my mom was like, nah, you already signed up. You got to
You're
go.
going, right?
And I'm like, yo, I don't want to go. I'm having mad fun for the summer.
You didn't
like,
wanna
what?
go?
No, I didn't want to go. But that's important. Of even sometimes when you don't want to do stuff, you can
Mhm.
find out the value in it
Exactly.
once you do it. So that's a very important point I just want to make too. But yeah, I didn't want to go.
Yeah, and even to your point, like
Mhm.
even when you have experiences like that and you push yourself to go, I feel like it's not just in the moment that you see the results, right?
Yeah.
Like the most important part is really, I think, us still being
Yeah,
friends.
facts.
Like after
The
years
relationships,
later,
yeah.
what was that, like 5-6 years
Yeah,
ago
feel
at
like
this
shit,
point?
it's about to be a decade. Excuse me, it's about to be a decade.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, now we
It
feel
like
old.
It. Yeah, it
But
feel like it.
yeah, like us still just keeping that relationship, being cool,
Yeah.
like supporting each other,
Facts.
staying in touch, like even when you don't know
Mhm.
what that person's gonna end up doing. I love
Mhm.
that you stayed in touch with me too.
Nah, for sure. Like I said, the crazy part, I didn't want to go, but then I felt the way. I was emotional leaving. I ain't even gonna lie. 'Cause,
Right,
like,
we all became
this
friends.
entire week, it was just nothing but like
It was
straight
so
fun and
fun.
great relationship and vibes all around from everybody.
Yes.
And, like even all the experience from like the counselors, the students and whatnot.
Right.
The entire experience is like, dang, I didn't even want to come here,
Wanna
but now I gotta
leave,
go.
now I gotta
I
go.
was so sad getting on that flight, going back.
Man.
But nah, it was lit, and I actually wrote about it because at this time I was talking about writing
Oh, really?
a lot. Well, I was learning more about writing. I would say, not even talking about it a lot, but the importance of writing your ideas and your thoughts down, like your emotions and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I think when I got back to, I think it was New York or Georgia, I got back to whatever. I think I flew to New York first, and I wound up writing down my entire experience. My uncle was telling me about like the importance of it, and I wound up writing down the entire experience. I'm gonna actually have to find it. Because I think I wrote. I think I wrote at least 2 or 3 pages about my experience.
Dang.
And it was really
You
like
gotta
I
find
really
that.
I really digested everything. So yeah, that's
I love that you
important.
did that.
Nah, for sure, because
Yeah.
writing is important.
And
But,
even after, like, I remember leaving the program, we were all trying to say that we were gonna go to Howard, and
Yeah.
like we were all gonna
Nobody
trying to
went.
match it up. We were like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're applying this year, like, because
Yeah.
we were kind of different years, and nobody ended
Nah,
up
no,
going.
I don't think nobody ever went. I think only one person went. I can't remember
Amber
bro name.
from
Yeah,
Chicago, she
Yeah, yeah.
went, I think.
Okay, I
Wait,
thought
I
it was a
don't
guy.
know.
Yeah, I think it was like Garrett or something. I think he went. He was from Chicago
right,
too.
Garrett.
Yeah. So shout out to
Forgot
him
about all
wherever
these
you at,
people,
bro.
man. Right.
Yeah,
Shout out to
nah.
all them.
Nah, facts. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't want to go, but nah, what deterred me was when I found out that bag they wanted. I'm not taking out 50,000 a semester.
Yeah.
They're
And
gonna
you
have to
know-
give me the honorary degree one day. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Then I can say I still tell people I kind of went to Howard. Like that Howard. I'm
little
a Bison low
experience
key.
counts.
Yeah, I'm
Low-key.
jacking it. I don't care what nobody
Yeah,
say.
I don't know. You might not get away with that one.
I mean, that's fine. I'm still jacking it. Nah,
Talking
but shout
about
out to
I'm a
everybody at
Bison.
Howard, yo. But now, so you know this is a healthcare company, so
Love
it's
it.
very important
Yes.
that you're on. I know this is just one small
Thanks.
part of it because what you do, I'm gonna let you tell it better on what you do, but what you do is so important to our livelihood. And
Yes.
when I say us, I mean men and women, not just women or not just men. It's
Mhm.
important for everybody's sake, and I also let you go into how your grandmother got you started in this as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so I am a stretching and mobility coach. Just honestly, I like to say I'm like a health person
Hmm.
overall because
Yeah.
everything health, like I love what you have going on,
Hmm.
but
Appreciate
everything
it.
health related, I love. But I got into stretching from my grandmother.
Mhm.
She actually passed away 2021, late 2021, but
Condolences.
yeah, I mean, she lived a long time, so I
Yeah.
always tell
She
people
was
thank
94,
you.
right?
But yeah, she lived to 94, y'all, and
Beautiful.
she and I had a very close relationship. So ever since I was young, she was actually a professional dancer,
Okay.
and she didn't join a dance company till she was 50 years old, which is actually pretty crazy in the
Mhm.
dance world, or if y'all are familiar. And throughout her life, she basically attributed like staying healthy and not feeling old to
Mhm.
her ability to stretch and stay fit and
Yeah.
just take care of her body, like stay moving basically. And she taught me all of her ways. So like I
Mhm.
would go with her when I was little, not thinking anything of
Yeah.
it, like I would go with her.
Them
She would be teaching
seeds.
a dance class.
Mhm.
Yeah, just I would just be sitting there watching her teach. We would also do performances together. So
Mm.
she would be in her late 80s when I was younger. So
Mhm.
she would be doing like the splits with me, like in
Mhm.
her 80s, just splits, leg up in the
Different.
air. When we go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
she just walks up to random people like, "Hey, like her name was Millie, like I'm
Yeah.
Millie," and she just like would lift her leg up.
No,
They'd be like,
I would be
"What?"
weak in the
But
middle of
they
the
would
store.
love that. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
would love her
yeah. I would be
energy.
weak. Yeah, no, that's
Nah,
love.
like any just random person.
Yeah.
And she would just make their day. Everybody would be like, "Dang, like how do you look
Yeah.
so good?" Because
Yup.
she didn't look
Yeah, I
like
seen
she
the
was in her
pictures.
80s or
Yep.
90s. You might think she's what, 70 maybe?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she would always attribute that. People would be like, "Dang, like how do you do that? Like what's your secret? Like how can I get like you?" And
No, we're
she
gonna
would
post the
always
pictures of
say,
her, like showing, yeah,
"Yeah."
cause hey, we're gonna chop that up for real, cause I
Yeah,
seen.
we'll definitely go into it.
Nah.
But she would say it was because of her stretching and
Mhm.
mobility. So she taught me how to do all that stuff, and up until her last days, I kind of carried it on. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Nah, nah,
still
I'm glad
doing
to
that
hear.
to
Nah, I
to
wish I
keep
could
her
have met her.
legacy.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
I was saying I'm still doing it now to
Mhm.
keep her legacy going,
Correct.
because for
Okay.
me that's what that's I guess how I lead my life now. I
Yeah.
feel like it was in my purpose and my plan to
Mhm.
just kind of like keep her principles going, because
Mhm.
we were super tight, like,
Yeah.
and she really taught me like, hey, I need you to teach people this, like they
Yeah.
need to know it, especially people of color, like
Yeah.
everybody, like you said, men and women, but like we as a society and as our culture, like
Right.
we need that a lot. So
No, for sure, and like you said, it's really important. I know we're gonna talk about that more, but like you said,
mhm.
you are keeping it going at the end of the day, and I commend you for that. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
it's really important, whether everybody sees it or not yet, but it's really important. And I like I said, I seen the photos of her, so to see how healthy she was and to see where she was at, like that's nothing but commendable.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, and you keeping it going is like even better because that's what it's about, keeping it going. Like you said,
Yes,
for
yes.
the healthy side of it, and that's why you have to be on today because
Definitely.
it's so
Thank you.
important for sure.
It
At the
is.
end of the
It
day,
is.
what unfortunately, obviously she passed. When did she pass? 'Cause-
So she passed
At what age? I'm sorry, what age?
what
I meant.
age? So
Yeah,
she was 94.
94. Okay, okay.
94, yeah. And
Okay.
that was the end of 2021, like late July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think I seen that on your profile. So I just wanted to make sure 94. So and you said obviously she looked a lot younger. From what I've seen, I was like agreed, and I think I definitely would have been laughing a lot. I think that's funny at the same time. Well, it's funny all around. Just the fact she would come into the store and do that because
Man.
it's not too many people that age or even near there that can do that.
Mm-mm.
Unfortunately, but
Unfortunately,
but
yeah.
what you're doing is we're changing that stigma, and that's what it's about with us too. Changing that narrative, switching it up a lot
Oh, yeah.
because it's so vital. So what with that being said, what's the physical, obviously we see that was still going to physical. What's the physical benefits, the top benefits that you can gain, well, we all can gain from stretching and mobility from what you teach?
Yeah. I would say first is just like your overall range of motion. So
Mhm.
just like I like to work with, and for anybody who may not be like super flexible, because I
Yeah.
feel like it's all about taking people where they're at, right? So
Agree.
like
Yep.
some people come from a background where they might be super flexible, but a lot of people nowadays, they don't even know where to start, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that range of motion is a huge benefit, just getting people to improve the range of motion, whether they can't even touch their toes from
Yeah.
a seated position, like that's a huge benefit. Another one that like my grandma really would stress is
Mm-hmm.
improving posture.
Okay.
So like a lot of people, that's a whole nother topic,
Yeah.
but
No, we talk
posture,
about it.
people's posture is like
Yeah.
awful
Yeah.
nowadays, especially with like people since the pandemic, people
Yeah.
working at a desk, you know, they're sitting at a
Yep.
desk all day like this, and then that leads to back pain and like so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can stretch specifically like your back and stuff, that'll help you with your posture,
Okay.
coordination as well. So
Mm-hmm.
just like overall movements, flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be the main
Benefits.
ones. I mean,
Okay.
I think another big one is relieving stress.
Mm.
I don't think there's definitely like some scientific evidence back there to back that one
Yeah,
up, but
for
still
sure.
more to come for that.
Mm-hmm.
But from me and my experience, it's definitely helped me with relieving stress, just like helping me feel
Yeah.
better overall. Like it's not just a physical thing, but
Mm-hmm.
that was something else that she felt was it helped her to stay mentally strong
Correct.
and
Yeah.
young. Because, you know, when you get older, like your brain kind of
Yep.
starts to
Could get
lose its
foggy or something.
connections,
Yeah.
right? But if you stay mobile in your body, that translates to keeping you sharp in the mind
Yep.
too. So it can help you with stress relief. I know a lot of like yoga positions
Mm-hmm.
too will also help with that stress relief. So
No, facts. I'm glad you said it because there's a few things I even want to take out of that. For one,
yeah.
it's the fact, like you said, I want to say first, actually, let me say this. The fact that she did that there, I think it's like you said, when you get there, it's just natural for our bodies to go there to start forgetting things, but you working out can actually keep you sharp. So the fact that you were doing it young, I would obviously I got to do better at stretching or whatnot. And that's why I
I
wanted
got
that.
you. I
Yeah, I
got you.
got appreciate it. But the fact that's what I'm saying, we can't wait till we get to a certain age, and I love the
Exactly.
fact that that's what you always pushing because obviously when you get there, not saying it's not possible, but
It's
it
not.
makes things harder. But we start when we're young at our ages or even younger and keeping this consistently, the trajectory is way different.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Great point.
nah, for sure. And what I also wanted to say also out of that is, like you said, with posture. I don't know if you recommend this, but obviously, like I said, I stretch after. I do a light stretch before working out, and then like a
Mm-hmm.
more heavy stretch after. But I like to work out with a 20-pound vest on. So it's like
Mm.
I like to do that, and I feel like I've noticed the difference with my posture with having that on, even from working out with it. But then after the fact, for like consistency, because I do it consistently with it, I
Okay.
see how my posture, like walking around, is a lot different. Because I know before it wasn't intentional, but you could be like slouched down, just walking around, so normal. But
Yeah.
working with that, it's like it forces it to be like that. So even when I take it off, it helps. So the fact you said that, I think that's important. So do you recommend that? What you would say?
I actually haven't tried that, but
Okay.
that's a great idea. I'm gonna have to try
I'm
it. I
about to go
will.
up on weight next.
I'll definitely when I do it, I'm gonna shout you out too. I'm gonna be
I
like,
bet,
he told
appreciate
me
it.
to try
I'll be
this.
feeling like 19 keys walking around after I get done with that. So yeah, shout out to keys.
But I
Yeah,
mean, I do knowing like if you're carrying that 20 pounds, I feel like it definitely could
yeah,
have a positive effect on your
for sure.
posture. I'll have to
Mentally
try
too.
it, but yeah,
Yeah.
mentally too, because it's like you're not just working on your own weight, but you have extra weight,
Yep.
so you're kind of overworking your muscles,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you take it off, it's just like with
Feel
weights or
different.
anything, it
Yeah.
feels easier, so
Yeah.
your body kind of naturally goes back to that.
Agree. So
I
yeah,
love
and
that you do that.
nah, I
That's
appreciate
great.
it. And then you already covered it. I was gonna go that next, like you said, the spiritual effects and
Oh
mental
yeah.
effects that she did, because I think these things are vital. Like working out, like you said, helping out with the stress, but
Mhm.
even stretching, like. I see the spiritual and mental effects it has on me for the positive.
Mhm.
So the fact is you saying that's also why she did it. I think that's like again, I'm glad to know I'm on the right path. So shout out to her.
Yes, we
What
are.
what what do you think inspired her to get this started though?
I would say, I mean, you know how some things like at least I think everybody kind of just like has a purpose on this
Yeah,
earth, you know,
agreed for sure.
and everybody finds that at different periods in their
Mm-hmm.
life. And with my grandma Millie, she would always tell me it was very interesting because you know when I was born maybe what she was like late 70s,
Mm-hmm.
but so I always knew her as this very like energetic,
Yeah.
talkative woman that she was to me when I was around. But she
Mm-hmm.
told me that when she was younger in life, she was actually the more quiet one. Like
Mm.
she was very shy. she
Mm.
always felt like she wasn't smart. Like
Mm.
she didn't
So many people
even
feel that way.
get through
So
high school. I mean, it was
yeah,
different those times,
of
but
course.
they couldn't really do that. But she just felt like she wasn't that smart. Like she
Mm.
grew up with low self-confidence, not feeling like she was smart. And just all of a sudden over those years, she felt like in her 50s and 60s was when
Mm-hmm.
she actually started to change. Um and once she had her dance company, when she
Mm-hmm.
became part of that dance company and then also started teaching the stretching classes was when she realized like this is my passion, I think.
Yeah.
But it took her a minute, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a lesson in itself. Like everybody's timing is so different. It doesn't have to
Agree.
be like you don't have to find what your purpose is right now. It could be years down the line.
Fact.
But I think for her it was always in her. Is
Mm-hmm.
all that to say, like, but the dancing definitely brought it out. And then when she started kind of getting into the fitness and wellness industry, I
Yeah.
think that's when she developed a passion for it. But I
Makes
do think
sense.
it was always probably just in her. It just kind of came out
Agree.
more when she became a professional dancer.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing she always told me was like, at that time, because she was born in 1927.
Yeah.
So like at that time, fitness and
Yeah.
health was
Not a
nothing
priority.
like it is
Yeah.
now. Like it's a trend now.
Yeah.
Everybody works out, wants to
Yeah.
look good or
It's a
look
lifestyle
cute. Right.
forever. Yeah.
It's a thing now. But like imagine in the
Yeah.
50s, 60s,
Yeah.
that was not a thing. Like we could
Mm-hmm.
barely be in the schools with
Yeah.
with the other people,
Yeah. The other people.
Right?
Nah, I
We
got
could
you.
barely be in
No,
the
for real though.
schools
You're
or
not
do
lying. It's just
anything.
facts.
So let
Yeah.
alone take care of our bodies.
No, for sure. I'm yeah, like I said, you just said a lot in there, and it's just like what I want to say about that. For one, obviously, it's so important, and like you said, everybody's on their own pace, and I think that's very important to we focus on. Like you said, because you said she was shy, she was like more quiet when she was younger,
Mm-hmm.
but through her experience, that eventually birthed out. And like you said, I think it's always inside of us, and I think everybody has the gifts and the resources they need within us already.
Yeah, I
It's just
agree.
a matter of finding them,
Finding it,
searching
yeah.
them through our experiences, and really taking moments with ourselves on a
Mm-hmm.
consistent basis to pretty much bring those out.